Hey, you beautiful listeners. If I could just take up 1 minute of your time before getting to the episode, there's two things I really want to touch on. One, I just want to wish all of you the best. And I know that you guys are all being conscientious, good people. And it's hard being stuck at home, not being able to see your friends, your family, your parents. And I just want to let you know that I appreciate what you're doing. We all do, everyone here. And keep going. Keep doing what you're doing. And if ever you feel like you just need people to talk to, our community is here for you. So just go onto our guild on the episode description and just start a conversation. Or invite one of us on a game on Boardgame Arena. We're here. We're there for you. And we should all be there for each other to make sure loneliness doesn't get the best of us during these times. The other thing I wanted to do is to please ask you to nominate us on Board Game Geek for the Golden Geek Awards for Best Podcast. I think we have a chance this year to be nominated. I don't know, maybe. It's probably optimism. But I have the link to this in the description. You just need to go to boardgamegeek.com/geekawards/boardgame. And at the very top, there will be 3 blue things. Instead of, it says Board Games Podcast and Board Game App, just click on Podcast and just scroll down till Tabletop Sessions. It's alphabetical. Goodness gracious, there's a lot of friggin' podcasts about board games. We were not very original, were we? All right, so you find Tabletop Sessions, you click it, and then you just click Best Podcast, which is a new icon that'll pop up in the middle column. If you do that, you've nominated us, and we'd be eternally grateful. I mean, I know we're not going to win, all right? I'm not stupid. But I feel like if we show up on some of the polls, maybe it would really help the podcast. So if you're planning on voting anyway for the BGG Awards, I'm going to ask you to please not forget your boys at Tabletop Sessions and gals. And yeah, that's all I wanted to ask you. So the link's in the description, please, if you would consider nominating us. And again, hope you're keeping well. All right, that was 2 minutes. I'm sorry. Let's just get on to the episode. The Golden Geek, not the Golden Geek, the Tabletop Session Awards 2019. No. All right. I'm gonna trade you 2 sheep for that wood. Tell me, honey, does that sound good? 'Cause all I really wanna do is take away longest road from you, yeah. Welcome to these Tabletop Sessions. Welcome to these Tabletop Sessions. Hello, fellow gregarious geeks and gamers. Welcome to the 22nd episode of the Tabletop Sessions Podcast, where we talk about all things tabletop related that have been occupying the hearts and minds of this international group of gamers over the course of the last 3 weeks. My name is Elias, and with me this week, all slowly but surely losing their minds in self-isolation, it's Dima, Ipo, and Byron. Say hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Hello, Ipo here.
Hey, and I've already lost my mind years ago.
How are you guys holding up?
It's been a rough couple of days.
Are you still going? You're completely at home, right?
Yeah, so we have a full lockdown going on, which means no one except essential services are allowed to go out.
Are you not an essential service to the
I'm not an essential service, clearly.
And Ipo?
Here in Qatar, you can go out, but there's no place to go out because you cannot go to the Corniche near the sea. You cannot go to a mall because they're closed. You can only go to a pharmacy or a supermarket.
Yeah. We had to take our dog to get a vaccination yesterday. You go, or was it 2 days ago? 2 days ago.
Yeah.
You go, the nurse comes out of the thing, she takes your dog, she gives you a form to fill, then she goes back inside, and then the vet calls you and asks you like what the issue is. And then when they're done, they just bring your dog out for you and they bring the credit card machine and that's it. So
nice.
It's like a drive-through vet.
Social distancing.
So I'm just glad this isn't happening in the middle of winter.
Yeah.
Because we don't have a car, so we just stood outside. But it was good fresh air.
But Dima is already losing her mind. So last night, I go into the room and I see the closet door fully open. Now, for me, I don't like when the closet door is open. I feel like it's neater when it's closed. So I go and
Wait, just FYI, it's a sliding door.
It's a sliding door. So I go and I slide the door shut. And I go, Dima, every single day when I come into this room, this closet door is open. Can you just close the door after you're done with it? And she goes, I don't know how it opened. Like, I don't know. Like, the last time what I remember was you closing it. And then I don't know what happened. I was like, okay, fine. Whatever, if you say so. So I close the door. It's shut. We're sitting there. And then the dogs come in the room and we're like, oh, dogs, you have to go to bed. And so as we're doing that, Dima gets up. She opens the closet. She pulls out her slippers. She puts them on. And then she just walks out with the closet door open. And I look at her and I go, Dima.
No, you're like, so that's
No,
how.
yeah, I go, oh, now we know how the closet door keeps staying open. And with all genuineness, she turns around, wide eyes, stared at the closet and goes, how? What? She thought I figured out.
I thought maybe the cupboard door was just slowly sliding open, like it doesn't shut well. I completely
Dima.
didn't pay attention that I just opened the cupboard and took my slippers out and then just left it open.
She's losing her mind.
That sounds like Dima.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so I'm doing great, thanks. This has been really, really fun.
Come on, it's just the third week of lockdown,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, and I already can't remember that I was the one that opened the cupboard.
It was hilarious, but I kind of worried
It
about
was so
the future of her Alzheimer's. How?
That early dementia definitely setting in.
Please keep us posted in this podcast.
Thoughts and prayers.
Oh my God.
Thanks, guys. Hopefully this will just be temporary.
Well, we hope you guys are doing well out there, staying safe, staying the fuck inside, and being socially responsible people. Even if you're going to be fine, maybe someone's grandparent won't. So stay the fuck inside and just be socially conscious people. Stop buying all the toilet paper. Although we found toilet paper, right? So we're good now.
Yeah, we're good. We found toilet paper last week.
If anybody listens to my other podcast, Storysmith, you'll know that we were down to a very bad situation the last time I recorded Storysmith. We were down to just a few rolls. But everything's fine. Everything's fine, everyone. Calm down. Stop sending me your spare toilet paper. Too many have arrived at my door unsolicited. I appreciate that we have such vibrant, wonderful, generous listeners, but stop it. Enough is enough. Take care, as I said, we're going to take care of yourself, but we have something very interesting for you guys. Something we haven't done in a year. It's time for the Tabletop Sessions Society Awards 2019.
Yeah!
Hosted by Hippocrates. If you remember, we do this award ceremony last year and we're doing it again this year. And more so than just being an award show for the best games of 2019, it's more of an idea of what our listeners' favorite games were over 2019. Our listeners, ourselves, and our friend group, which is the Tabletop Sessions Society. So without further ado, I'm going to hand over to the one, the only, the one and only, Hippocrates Gnostopulus.
Okay, guys, I'm really excited on this. I just wanted to say that the first time we did it was back in 2016. We were just a group of nerdy board gamers at that time. Now we're mature heavy gamers, I would say, that we're not voting for Settlers of Catan anymore. I want to thank everybody that participated in this poll, and especially our listeners. I want to explain to you what we're going to do. I'm going to give you the top 3 games that were voted in each category. And then I will announce the winner. So let's go to the first category. The first category is party games.
For the party game category, our previous winners included Codenames in 2016, Monikers in 2017, and Vegas Wits and Wagers in 2018.
Wow. So none of these games is in the top 3 nominees this year. And in alphabetical order, number 1 nominee, Decrypto by Thomas Dagenet, L'Espérance.
I think Ipo's possessed. He's speaking in tongues.
Number 2 nominee, Trap Words by Jan Brezina, Martin Hrabalek, and Michal Pozarek.
Damn.
And nominee number 3, Wavelength by Alex Hag, Justin Vickers, and Wolfgang Wars. So what do you guys think? Who won?
The thing is, Trap Words was the runner-up for Best New Arrival last year. So if it continued along that path, it probably won. Oh, I don't know.
I think Wavelength. I feel like there was a big hype about it.
I think Wavelength.
That's my guess.
I think it was Decrypto.
And the winner of Party Game of the Year for 2019 Tabletop Sessions Society Awards is Decrypto by Thomas Dagenet.
My thinking was there were just not enough people that have played Wavelength yet.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
And
That's true.
It had a hype in our group.
yeah, and Trap Words, whilst it's genuinely loved, like upon repeat plays, it hasn't got the same level of, people keep wanting to bring it out as other games. Decrypto, on the other hand, every time we bring it out, it's like a whole new story.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think what makes Decrypto special is not just usually a party game, especially a word game, is, I have to give you a clue that the other person can't figure out. But in this one, you as the opposing team literally have to figure out the code of the other team.
Yeah.
So you are actively trying to figure out the thought process
Yeah.
that the other person is going. Are they going for another pizza reference? Are they going for another? Oh, then pizza is the common factor. So in a weird way, it's like a combination of a word game, like Codenames or whatever, and also like an association game like Linky or something like that. And I think that's what really makes it special.
Yeah.
So I'm really happy for Decrypto, 2019 party game winner. What do you guys think?
I'm really happy it won just because I love that the opposing team in Decrypto is working as hard as the team that's trying to guess. I think it's cool that you're not just waiting for the other team to win or fail. You're working like in parallel, and I like that competition. It's fun. So congrats Decrypto.
Yeah, I think the mind took everyone for a huge ride, and Wavelength just couldn't follow up that success.
Yeah, sure.
I really liked the video of Wavelength. It looked so fun. I didn't get the chance to play it, but I just felt like the wave would carry on.
I really feel Decrypto was the best game. I mean, we had the best experiences this year by playing Decrypto because, as Elia said, I think it's really what it means to be a party game. It brings people together. It makes you, it gives you memories. It makes you search to give new clues, to make inside jokes that are about these groups of people, about friendship.
We should also mention that even though Decrypto came out in 2018, a lot of plays of it were in 2019, especially in our group because we bought it at Essen 2018, which was towards the end of the year. So most of the plays happened in the last year.
And I felt that was the reason that the Wavelength didn't have the chance to go up there.
It hasn't had a chance to become like that game night, end of night essential sort of.
Okay, by the way, number 2 was Trap Words. Wavelength was number 3. Decrypto is the winner. The publisher is Le Scorpion Masqué, I guess. And the artist is Fabien Foulchiron. Nils
Oh my
and
God.
Manuel Sanchez. Okay, so that was the party game of the year, the crypto. Let's go to the Saturday game of the year.
Are we calling it Saturday now?
Yeah, because we're international now. You are in Canada, the other guys in South Africa. Okay, last year it was a Friday game because Fridays used to be the day that we were playing long games here in Middle East. But in any case, these are the long games that you can play.
Yeah. It's a game that takes 3 hours plus to play. And in 2016, it was won by Virgin Queen.
Woohoo!
Whoa.
And
And you were saying we were what, Ipo? Children, amateurs back then?
in 2017, in a very disappointing year, it was won by Game of Thrones, the board game. I feel like that was the year we started allowing people like Ricardo to vote. And
Yeah, it shows.
And in 2018, we took it back with a win for Food Chain Magnate.
And 2019, the nominees in alphabetical order are Feudum by Mark Swanson, Gloomhaven by Isaac Childress, and Twilight Imperium,
Oh my God.
Oh my god.
4th edition by Dane Beltrami, Corey Konechka, and Christian Petersen.
Yeah, I'm guessing Twilight Imperium.
Are we this kind of podcast now that we're going to say, oh my God, for Twilight Imperium?
I think if it made it to the top 3, it's probably number 1.
This is what happens when you allow the listeners to vote, I think. Because, look,
I'd be happy with the Twilight Imperium win.
because Feudum is 100% the winner for me on this list. However, so few people have actually played Feudum. I think it might even be last. I think it might be 3rd. So I'm tied between Gloomhaven and Twilight Imperium. So if I had to pick, I would say Gloomhaven won this category.
So, the winner is... Feudum by Mark Swanson!
No way!
Publisher, Old Bird Games, and the artist is Justin Schultz.
Wow.
Wow, you deserve
Good
it,
feeling.
Feudum. Well done, listeners.
Yeah.
Well fucking done.
You were just
I
criticizing
really-
them. Take it back.
Yeah, forget everything I said. Well done.
Okay, guys, what kind of people do you think are listening to this podcast?
I'm sorry. It was my fault.
Crazy people.
So Feudum...
Gloomhaven was 2nd, and Twilight Imperium was 3rd.
Yeah.
Okay.
Have you guys noticed that every time the alphabetical has been the same as the 1st, 2nd, and 3rd?
Actually, it's
Yes.
not. No, it's not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
And
I guess in the future it's not.
I know because I voted 3rd on both and they
No.
were both last.
No, the reason is that I fucked up because in the party games, Wavelength was 2nd and Trapwords was 3rd.
Oh, that's a huge fuck up, man.
Okay.
That's not cool. That's not cool.
And in the
Well, our apologies to
and
Wavelength.
in the
Deceiving everyone.
Saturday games,
Another mistake?
Twilight Imperium is 2nd and Gloomhaven is 3rd.
Oh my
What
goodness.
is wrong with this guy?
Oh my
I don't know.
You have
goodness.
one job, man.
think
I was
this is too
rereading
hard
the
for
alphabetical
him.
order. Elias was right.
Okay, so Feudum, I'm so happy. If you want to hear what we think about Feudum, listen to our review of it, or also listen to our top 20 where Feudum shows up, spoilers, and we kind of go on and on about it. It has some of my favorite moments in any game, and I think it is the most thematic, most thematic and interactive Euro that I've ever played. I think before that it was kind of like Panamax was probably the most interactive Euro I'd played, but Feudum took the cake. Just the way the guilds work, the way that the modes of transportation work, and how somebody can basically suck out an element of the game by being the head of that guild and refusing to produce any ships or something like that. It's really a wonderful, beautiful thematic thing. And it's all set in this beautiful, sort of dreamy, Baroque, gorgeous pastel environment. And I'm really happy that it won the best Saturday, Friday, 3 hours plus game. Well done, Feudum.
Woohoo.
I just want to say I love the art in this game. So please note that Justin Schultz is the artist that made this beautiful art for Feudum. And to our listeners, please make sure that at least once in your life, you're going to play Feudum.
Yeah. Agreed.
Okay.
Done.
Make that promise to yourself.
Moving on. Tuesday games. Okay, Tuesday games internationally. I think it's a work day. So you have to play shorter games or shorter version of games. So for 2016, Elias will give us the winner.
Yeah, so a Tuesday game is a game you'd play on a weeknight. So a game that we explain as a game that takes 3 hours, less than 3 hours to play. So that's a game you could conceivably play comfortably on a game night. In 2016, the winner was Scythe. In 2017, we went all the way to the other end and went with Russian Railroads. This group is super strange. I love it. And in 2018, it was a two-way tie. And this again shows you how weird our group is. It was a tie between Seventh Continent and Wildcatters.
Wow.
So we tend to flip-flop all over the place. But this is like the main, like, the game that you're going to play most often. These are the previous winners of the last 3 years.
So for this year, for 2019, our nominees are Black Angel by Sébastien Dujardin, Xavier Zos, and Alain Urban.
He's definitely speaking in tongues. No.
Cryptid.
There's a distinct glow coming off of his head.
Sorry.
Cryptid. Wow.
Cryptid by Hal Duncan and Ruth Vivers. And Era Medieval Age by Matt Leacock.
Oh,
This is hard.
I love all three games.
They're very different.
Black Angel's terrific. It's really good. I've set up a trade for it, but my games are still in shipping. So hopefully once they arrive, if they're good, I can make that trade happen.
The thing is, in our group, so many of the group has played Cryptid, and Black Angel not so many. But Black Angel, a lot of maybe listeners have played it. So I don't know.
I know I have voted for Cryptid.
No.
Even though I loved Era Medieval Age.
I think I voted for Detective City of Angels, but that didn't even make it
In the top 3.
So,
anyways,
I'm not sure. I would say my guess.
I would go for Cryptid.
No, I think Black Angel won.
I'm going for Black Angel.
Cryptid is third then for sure.
Elias?
I think Black Angel.
And the winner is Era Medieval Age.
No way!
By Matt Leacock.
Whoa.
Publisher
Wow.
Eggert Spille and artist Chris Williams.
It's a very good game.
It is a fantastic
Well
game.
deserved.
Okay.
It's a game that everybody loved it. Once we played it, I don't remember
Everyone
anybody.
that played it loved it.
I think
yeah.
says wanted to buy it like the next day.
Yeah, he wanted to buy it.
Yeah.
He loved it.
And everybody else, I don't know anybody that didn't like that.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it's basically the most extravagant roll and write you can buy. But that extravagance really makes it worth playing. It's really fun, that 3-dimensional element. And it allows you to think and do things in a way that it might be hard to wrap your head around if you were just drawing it sort of like Saint Malo onto a board or onto a sheet of paper.
And it's much easier to see the other players' boards. It's fun to see how others are building and how they're kind of screwing themselves over. If you're an experienced player and you notice when other players are doing something wrong, like when I was, it was very fun. Well deserved.
The one super unique thing about this game that I love, again, you can check out our review, but the dice mechanic is so cool with regards to the number of skulls that you get, because they put in two good things that can happen to you, well, bad for everyone else. In the number of die, it sort of gives you like a push your luck mechanic embedded into a roll and write game. So definitely highly recommended. I'm glad it won.
Yeah, I was just saying that Black Angel was second and Cryptid was third.
I thought Black Angel would have been a bit higher.
I thought Black Angel would have won too.
I guess I'm really good at guessing third place, so...
Well, maybe Black Angel won the 2019 award. Because the last category is the best game published in 2019.
Wasn't Era published in 2019?
Yes.
Okay, so we didn't have a 2016 category. So in 2017, the winner was Seventh Continent. And in an amazing performance, the winner in 2018 was The Mine.
Wow.
Well deserved.
Well deserved.
In 2019, the nominees are Black Angel by Sébastien Dujardin, Xavier Georges, and Alain Orban. Detective City of Angels
Yay!
by Evan Derrick. And Wingspan by Elizabeth Hargrave.
Yeah, it's Wingspan.
Ooh.
It's Wingspan.
I voted for Detective, so I'm going to say
It's Wingspan.
That's the one.
It's Wingspan.
It's going to be third. Go ahead.
It's Wingspan.
Has to be Wingspan.
I have to say that there's no contest in this one. It was Wingspan by Elizabeth Hargrave, and the amazing art by Ana Maria Martinez Jaramillo, Natalia Rojas, and Beth Sobel. And the publisher is Stonemeyer Games.
Yeah, anything by Stonemeyer is always going to win.
Yeah. It's not just that. I mean, people were fucking goo-goo for Wingspan. For me, it looked fine. There was nothing like that blew my mind other than it looked really pretty. But everyone in our group was always chiming for it. It was definitely a favorite that kept getting pulled out. And outside of our group, there was no time that I didn't see 50 pictures of Wingspan whenever I was on social media. So,
yeah.
Wingspan, congratulations. You deserve it. You're a pretty game. I love your theme. And you definitely have the love of the people.
But comparing to Detective City of Angels and Black Angel,
it's an inferior game to both, in my opinion. But I'm just saying what I think. I think Detective City of Angels is the closest thing we've got to Sherlock in terms of the depth of the story.
Mm-hmm.
Totally
and
true.
we can play it competitively, which is cool. And I think Black Angel is a fantastic strategy game. I think what it is it's the same people that pushed Terraforming Mars to such a high ranking. People really like building engines. People really like putting combos of cards down that do things together.
You mean the Ricardos of this world?
Yeah, the Ricardos of the world, exactly.
I really enjoyed that as well, so I cannot judge them.
There you go.
The Byrons of this world.
The Byrons and Ricardos of the world. So for me, that's not I think it's great. I have a hard time keeping track of everything. Like I remember when I was playing Imperial Settlers, I really struggled to remember what each card does. It's my memory just doesn't work like that. I'm much more of a long-term strategy person than a every round slightly increasing my efficiency player. So well done, Wingspan. I know you deserve it because you were voted in that position. Congratulations. All the best for 2020.
I liked Wingspan very much. I just had a bad experience when I was playing it 4 players. It was too long. And it's supposed to be, I think, a fast game. So maybe it shines with 3 or 2 players. I don't know.
You played with a bunch of AP prone people.
So you definitely didn't play it with Ricardo and Byron.
Yeah, definitely not. Yeah.
Definitely not.
Because it wouldn't have been long with them, for sure.
Anyway, I am proud of what people voted for this 2019 awards.
Wait, you didn't tell us what's second and third.
Oh yeah, second.
Yeah.
Detective City of Angels was second. Black Angel was third.
You almost had a clean
You're doing the list upside down.
But
Okay, thank you.
I am proud. So with the votes for Decrypto, Party Game of 2019, Feudum, Long Game of 2019, Era, Medieval Age, Tuesday Game of 2019, and Wingspan, Game of the Year 2019.
That's a hell of a... I mean, if you just bought those 4 games, that's a pretty good collection. Like, you'd be in good shape.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, no argument from here. Well
I'm
done.
very happy with this year's winners.
And
It's
thank
great.
you, listeners. Really appreciate all of you that took the time to vote. It means the world to us. And clearly your voice shone through in certain votes that we don't necessarily agree with, but that's not the point. The point is to know what our listeners like. And in the idea that maybe you might be like-minded to other listeners in this group, maybe you might enjoy Wingspan if you try it, considering our listeners seem to like Wingspan a lot. So that's the basic idea, and we hope this has been at least a little bit useful for you in your board gaming life.
Thanks to our listeners.
Thank you.
And that was the 2019 Tabletop Sessions Society Awards.
Fantastic. Thank you. That was the one, the only, the one and only, Hippocrates Gnostopoulos. And now it's time for the game show of the week, baby!
Yeah. My favorite time.
'Cause she's a game quizzer, yeah. Board game trivia, yeah. It took me so long to find out I was wrong.
Welcome, contestants, to this week's Game Show of the Week. We're going to play Board Game Trivia. You're going to have 3 multiple choice questions each, and it's 3 options in each question. You'll get 1 point per correct answer, and then the tiebreaker will be a numerical answer, and the person who gives the closest number wins. Everyone ready?
Sounds good.
Sounds good.
Okay, so who would like to go first?
I'll go first because I lost last week.
Oh, yeah, you did lose last time.
Okay, Elias.
Byron, I helped you out, man.
Question 1. Which of the following board games, based on movies, is highest ranked on BGG? 1. Batman Returns, 3D board game. Sin City, the board game. Starship Troopers.
Fuck you. What is the highest rank? Like 5,000?
Is there Sin City the board game?
I've never heard of any of these games.
I love Sin City.
I'm going to guess Sim City.
It's not Sim City.
Oh.
It's Sin City. It's based on
Oh.
movies.
No, like the comic.
Oh.
That
Oh.
changes everything.
Yeah, it does. Sorry, Batman.
Batman Returns, 3D board game.
No.
Sin City, the board game. Starship Troopers.
Starship Troopers.
Is that your final answer?
I don't know, yeah.
Correct! Ding, ding, ding. Okay, 1 point for Elias.
Luck.
Does he get a bonus point if he can correctly guess the number?
Yeah. If I can guess the ranking.
Okay.
2,393rd.
Wow, that's so close. It was 2,723. Wow.
That's not bad, actually.
Wow.
But you don't get a point.
Okay, who wants to go next? Byron or Ipo?
I'll go next.
Okay, Byron. Which of the following games, based on huge successes in popular culture, ranked highest on BGG? 1. Battlestar Galactica, the board game. Star Wars Imperial Assault. War of the Ring.
Okay, this is a really tough one because I know they've all ranked pretty high before. I'm gonna go with Battlestar Galactica.
No, I'm sorry.
War of the Ring, isn't it?
It's War of the Ring.
War
Yeah,
of the
War of the
Ring,
Ring
yeah.
ranked. Do you want to guess what it ranked?
Total?
It ranks 4th.
12th.
Oh, I knew that.
So,
Well,
okay, Ipo, since you're really
Sure
excited,
you did.
here's your question. Which of these games was co-designed by Nikki Valance and Cory Konitska? Eldritch Horror, Mansions of Madness, Star Wars Rebellion. Eldritch Horror, Mansions of Madness, Star Wars Rebellion.
So one of them.
One of them was co-designed by both Nikki Valance and Cory Konitska.
No, you can't pick all three.
Okay, it's not Eldritch Horror, so it's either Stars. What's the game?
Star Wars Rebellion and Mansions of Madness.
You're a disaster.
Mansions of Madness.
Is that your final answer?
Of course.
It's wrong. It's Eldritch Horror.
No.
I'm sorry.
No, there's no way.
So far, Elias is in the lead with 1
No.
point.
I think.
Okay.
I think
we're letting Elias win so that we can just do a re-recording later.
with all due respect, I think what you said is wrong. Let's call right now Nikki Valance. I think she will clarify this for me.
Okay. You go ahead and do that, and I'll ask Elias and Byron their next questions.
Hi, Nikki.
Okay. Okay, ready? What game's introduction starts with the short history? You are a monarch, like your parents before you, a ruler of a small, pleasant kingdom of rivers and evergreens.
Castles of Burgundy.
Wait,
Oh.
it's not even an option.
Oh.
Oh, he loses.
No.
Lords of Waterdeep, Dominion,
Oh,
Kingdom
Dominion.
Builder.
Dominion.
No,
Okay.
It wasn't
No.
Castles of Burgundy, it was
No.
Dominion. Yeah.
Settlers of North Korea.
Okay. Byron, you're
I'm
up
listening.
next. Which of
Wait,
these?
did I get it?
Yeah, it's correct.
By the way,
Okay, Byron, which of these free online board gaming sites offers the most games?
Haven't we done this question before?
Yes, but they're different now.
Oh, okay.
Brettspielwelt, i.e. Board Game World. Boîte à jeux, i.e. Gamesbox. 3. Happy Meeple. Brettspielwelt, Boîte à jeux, Happy Meeple.
And you have to say it in the correct accent.
Which one's the one that
Say
offers the
number
most
2.
games? Number 2, Boîte à jeux.
Yeah.
Sorry, it's the wrong answer.
Is it
But it's
well, I'm out.
It's
Brettspiel?
Brettspielwelt.
I'm pretty sure that
board
was the
game.
answer last time.
No, last time it was you.
Oh, Yukata.
Yukata.
Okay, all right.
Also,
Yeah, you
guys,
see.
for all the listeners out there, Happy Meeple is very recent. They only have 11 games, but the interface is really fun and animated, and I really liked it. So if you guys want to support them, go for it. They're not like sponsoring us or anything, but
But if you wanted to, email
Tina's
me
just wearing a
at
Happy
Elias
Meeple
at
t-shirt.
noprinciples.
okay.
I want to say we have meeples and some of them are happy, so why not?
Okay, Ipo, ready?
Of course.
Which one of these games is not a real board game?
Pinocchio. Oh,
1.
no, that's a real boy.
Getopoly. 2. Dingo Bingo. 3. Primordial Soup. Which is not a real board game. Should I tell them again?
Primordial Soup, I know it's a game.
Okay.
And I'm gonna say Dingo Bingo is probably a game because there's no way you came up with that name. So So I'm gonna go with the first one. What was the first one?
Getopoly.
Getopoly. Yeah, that one. That's not the game.
Sorry. Getopoly is a game, apparently. Very weird. I know.
I'm proud of you, Dima.
Dingo Bingo is not a real board game. So
it's
far,
get like GHETTO.
yeah, ghetto.
Like Ghettopoly.
Yeah.
What's the Getopoly about?
I
Oh my
don't
God,
know.
sorry. This is the Wikipedia page. Getopoly is a parody of Monopoly released in 2002.
Oh my God.
Invented by David Chang. It uses Monopoly-like mechanics, but is themed around a caricature of a black ghetto in the United States.
Okay.
The 4 railroad properties are replaced by liquor stores. Other properties include a massage parlor, a peep show, and a pawn shop. The community chest and chance squares become ghetto stash and hustle squares, while taxation squares are replaced by police shakedown and carjacking square.
Maybe you should stop describing that game now.
Instead of building houses and hotels, property owners can build crack houses and projects. The 7 game pieces include a pimp, a hoe, a 40 ounce, a machine gun, a marijuana leaf, a crack rock, and a basketball. Guys, please, I found my limit. I will not accept sponsorship from this.
Yeah, I think.
What the fuck? Guys, do not ever buy this game, even as a joke. Don't do it. This shit is fucked up.
I think we should censor this name.
I just hope it was designed by an 8 years old.
It's designed by a guy called David Chang.
Yeah, maybe he's 8 years old.
Why? Is racism more excusable if they're 18?
Yes, it is.
Oh, so funny though. I don't want to, it looks horrible.
It's his father's fault. It's not his fault.
Okay, Dima, just give Elias the trophy now so we can move on.
Okay, so far Elias has got 2 points and Byron and Ipo have 0 points. So Elias is technically the winner. Do you guys still want to do the last round?
Of course.
Let's do it. Okay, Elias.
For the second place.
Sure.
I've got to beat Ippo.
Okay, sounds good. Elias, what was the 2018 Dice Tower Gaming Award for Best Co-op Game? 1. Chronicles of Crime. 2. Detective, a modern crime board game. 3. Just One.
Chronicles of Crime.
Good job. Ding, ding, ding.
I watched it.
3 for 3.
Okay, Byron.
Ding, ding, ding.
This is your chance to beat Ipo. Get second place.
Please give me an easy one.
It's all Dice Tower Gaming Award 2018. So what was...
Great. So if I didn't look at it, I'm pretty much in a good position.
The 2018 Dice Tower Gaming Award for Best Reprinted Game. 1. Estates. 2. Brass Lancashire. 3. Fireball Island.
I'm going to go with Fireball Island.
Good job!
Because it's the Dice Tower and we can't expect anything better than a child's perspective.
Yeah, it's Dice Tower. It should be the shittiest.
What the most childish game you could possibly find.
Oh, guys, shots fired, guys. Shots fired.
I have
Okay,
a lot of
but
respect
this
for the
is
Dice
it.
Tower.
So far, Elias is in first, Byron in second, and you're in third, unless you get this
The
question
word is
right.
last, not third.
Heartbeat, please.
What was the 2018 Dice Tower Gaming Award for Best Artwork? Cerebria, Rising Sun, or Everdale?
Do you mean Everdell?
Everdell. Cerebria, Rising Sun, or Everdell?
Okay, there's no Cerebria. It's Rising Sun for the miniatures, or
I think you've played all these games.
yeah, he played all of them. Or Everdale, because it has like beautiful small animals. So let's go with Everdale.
Woohoo!
Oh, no.
Ipo and Byron are tied. I guess we're going to go to the tiebreaker. Okay, so tiebreaker between Ipo and Byron. First of all, Elias, congratulations on the win.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
3 out
I'd
of
like to
3.
dedicate this
But-
to my favorite dog, Bella.
I have to say that it smells a little bit like cheating because Elias even know what was the ranking of this game that I don't remember. 2,300.
To be fair, I was 200 off, so.
Okay, guys. We're trying to keep a positive mindset with our current world situation. So I want you each to tell me how many recovered corona cases there are as of yesterday in the country you live in. You have 5 seconds. Go.
In the country
Quick.
I'm living in, 50.
5, 4, 3, 2,
5.
1. How many recovered? Okay, so
We only have like
Sorry.
1,500 cases.
I just want to point out the faith Byron has in South Africa. 5.
We have 5 deaths.
okay, so Ipo
But I'm
is the
still going with 5
closest
recoveries.
with his 50 recovered. There are actually 109 recovered in Qatar. And Byron, with his 5, was really far. There are actually 95 recovered in South Africa.
Oh, okay.
So I guess
5.
Ipo's second and Byron is last.
So it was bad for Byron, but good for humanity.
And that's the message we should take home today.
Like,
Also, to end the game, I'd like to give a little shout out to BGG User Folilo82. I plagiarized some of his quiz questions. I would recommend you go on his profile. He has so many quizzes if you're interested. I did some of them and I procrastinated with this quiz, but it's so much fun.
We'll have a link to his profile in the episode description.
Yes.
You know what I'm hearing?
What?
Other than chants in the back of my head going, Elias is a winner. Elias is a winner.
I've never heard that chant.
Byron got 3rd place. Byron, for
I
you
get
it's
that
3rd place. For Ipo, it's last place. I'm hearing a beautiful melody. No, it's not the Africatic Corner. That shit sucks. It's time for the Africatic Corner!
So gentle in the eye he was as any woman's child. Africa bukala banwele, Africa bukala banwele wema, Africa bukala banwele, Africa bukala.
So, in the Africatic Corner, we decided to ditch this tzatziki and hummus and decided to grab our barbecues.
That's racist
and
too.
Nice marrows.
there's no hummus in Greece.
That's us, Byron.
Yeah, I'm ditching you guys too.
Anyway, whatever.
So, our topic is to stay in line with what's been happening in the world at the moment. And the question I want to ask you guys, the listeners, the hosts, what games should I be playing while I'm stuck in this lockdown? Now, not necessarily titles. What should I do? Because I'm stuck in a house with 3 other people who we tend to fight a lot. What do I do?
I think your main categories here are basically either play games with low player counts or family style games, or play games online, or solo games, or video games. Those are your basic options in this case. Now, as the person in this group that mostly plays solo games of everybody here, you would think that my automatic assumption would jump to solo games. But in actuality, I would not recommend solo games. And here's the reason. We're stuck in this self-isolating, self-quarantine sort of situation. And the main problem out there is this sense of loneliness. You know what I mean? That's why I want everyone to like call their friends and just check up on them. Solo games really reinforce that isolation. I know that when I play solo games, it's because I want to block out everything. No phones, nobody to talk to, nothing. I just want to think about the game. And I know that I'm lonely while I'm playing it because I talk to myself. So I wouldn't necessarily recommend solo games during this period. I feel like solo games are a good break from the usual case of everything. So weirdly, in this case, I would suggest jumping on Zoom with your friends and opening up Board Game Arena or Boîte à Jeux, or what was our sponsor?
Happy Meeple.
Happy Meeple. and just playing some games and talking and hanging out. Put on Discord, go on Zoom, go on Skype, and just hang out with your friends, because I really think that would help get rid of that feeling of loneliness. So that's my 2 cents, is get online, whatever website has the games you like, get a friend on, and just chat, have fun, talk shit, have a beer. And whatever you do, make sure to visit our sponsor, www.happymeeple. That's just an ad of
excellent
how
titles
things
such as Glastonbury, Lost Cities, Hanamakoji.
Hey man,
Finito.
good games. Good games.
And Level X.
Keltis. Yeah, they got good games.
I was going to say I couldn't agree more to Elias, because I was thinking not only that, I'm trying to play lighter games. I'm not even in the mood to play heavy games anymore. I was noticing that lately I'm playing Flux or Cards Against Humanity or easy fast games like Lost Cities by Happy Meeple.
Guys, I do want to point out that they're not our actual sponsor.
It sounds like it, but I'm really playing. I'm really playing a lot of Lost Cities lately. Or Welcome to. That it's a fun game that we can play.
Guys, I just need to share a small anecdote that happened recently with Ipo, supposedly working from home. So apparently he was working from home and his wife was playing Lost Cities on Board Game Arena. And at some point she's like, "Oh, what are you doing?" He's like, working. And then she's like, you just started a new game of Lost Cities." And he's like, oh yeah, I'm on a break. So also, if you want to ignore your loved ones, you can always act like you're working, but then start a game on Board Game Arena.
So in about
hopefully none of Ipo's colleagues are listening to this.
So again, in about 1 month time, my CEO will say, Ipo, you're fired. And I will say, seriously, are you listening to our podcast? I'm so fired.
Thanks for the support.
Make sure to go to happymeeple.com. Oh, man.
What are you playing, Byron?
In a perfect world, if I had my Amazon delivering, I would have bought a legacy game. Because I feel like that's something that you can do with a small group of people over a long period of time. Like a lockdown where you can't go out, so you have to play the same game over again. So it may as well be a slightly different version of that same game.
That's actually what I told Dima. I told Dima, it's a shame we don't have our copy of Gloomhaven, because now would basically be the perfect Gloomhaven opportunity. You know? It's not really true, because I've been working, 8 to 10 hours a day from home. So it's not like I have more time.
Working like Ipo? Or?
No, like working. And it's way worse because I'm doing my own thing. So it turns out when I was working in finance, I would actually only work about 3 or 4 hours a day, and the rest of the day I would just fuck around. Yep. But with me, I'm literally working the entire time. And it's way more tiring. It sucks.
But of course, you're doing some breaks, right?
Of course, yeah.
You're playing PTA in between.
Exactly. But it's hard to take a break, because let's say you're editing something. Let's say I'm doing an audiobook, right? And this stretch of, because I'm doing audio production. So let's say I'm doing audio production. I have a stretch of 1.5 hours to edit. It's really hard to find a decent place to stop in terms of your flow. Because every time, well, for me anyway, every time I get back into editing, I start slower. And then I get faster over time. So when I unplug, it's always an issue. So nowadays, I'm only playing my turns on BGA and stuff when I'm, say, processing. So I'm doing processing. It takes a couple of minutes. I'll open up BGA, play all my turns, and go back to it. But when it comes to actual editing the words and stuff, I'm like locked in. Anyway, the point is, I think a game like Gloomhaven or like obviously Frosthaven, which isn't out yet, that is a really fun game to play. But again, in my opinion, having a solo game might reinforce that loneliness, which might not be the best thing.
From my side, I feel like if you have people in the house that you're living with that you could play with, at this point, we're all sort of watching TV and reading the same news. So we won't have a lot of new things to say to each other. So I would definitely recommend storytelling games. Like if you had Sherlock or if you had Detective City of Angels, it's just a nice way for everybody to just get immersed into the story and discuss like the different like solutions or follow the different leads. And it'll just be a nice way to just sort of step out of reality and just feel like you're doing something useful. You know, you're solving crime.
That's a really good suggestion.
That's a good suggestion.
And we should try at some point to play something online and have the Skype open and interact with each other. Maybe feels... I mean, I know a lot of people are doing it, but
yeah,
we haven't done it.
Yeah, you're right. You know what we should do? We should go on the society, our group, Tabletop Sessions, and just set up like a Zoom link. I have Zoom Pro, so we can have unlimited members. And just everyone logs in. We don't even have to be playing with each other. Like you could have one group playing a game, another group playing. It would be like game night. You know what I mean? Maybe.
Oh my God, that's such a good idea.
I love that idea.
Okay.
All right. Well, I'll message the group and set something up, and we'll report back on how that was in the next episode, which will probably still be in quarantine at the time.
For sure.
But if there are any
especially in
listeners out
South
there,
Africa with their slow recovery rate of 5.
5.
Okay, we're on 95. Gosh, jeez.
I love it. He's just
Sorry.
like 5. And I think I'm overestimating here.
Sorry, I didn't give you guys a lot of time, but I didn't want you to Google it. So,
Jeez. No, but if there are listeners out there and they're also feeling lonely and sad in this time, you can add me on any BGA game that you want. The username is Byron F, and I'll happily accept anything.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm at CHE2487 on Board Game Arena, and like Byron said, it's a great idea. If you're one of our listeners, you want to invite us both to a game, we're in. Let's do it. But we don't really play real time.
also, you can add me. I don't know what my username is.
My username is Hippocrates.
No one can spell that.
No one can spell it.
I count on that. With a K.
And the biggest problem with Ipo is his Twitter handle. I guess he wrote it on a Greek keyboard or something because he wanted it to be civil, but in actuality, it's C, lowercase l, right? Because it's a capital C, lowercase l, V, lowercase l, and then capital L. So
it might
what it actually is
it might be more complicated than that, because at some point my account was hacked by somebody. So then Twitter sent me an email that if you want to reactivate it, and because as Elia said, it doesn't make sense. I mean,
yeah.
You cannot.
Was it hacked around the time that you mentioned the Spanish flu?
No, I think it was the Black Plague. Because I'm old.
Speaking of hacked, I got an email from a guy, and he was like, when you were using something, probably like a porn website or something I was using, I hacked your computer, I don't know what, and if you don't send me actually he said $987 in Bitcoin, I'm going to send this porn video, which he put a link to all your contacts. And I was like, Like, I'm not a kid anymore. Like, I'm not really embarrassed about watching porn. Like, I watch porn.
Okay,
And
make my friends happy.
Go ahead, send it to all my friends. They'll be like, "Was that you?" I'll be like, "Honestly, it wasn't me who sent it to you, but I hope you enjoyed it, and I liked it."
It was the start of my acting career. I'm willing to take directorial notes.
All right, guys, go on to happymeeple.com.
And now we'll wait from our sponsor.
It was amazing how you related porn with Happy Meeple. I like that. They will appreciate it.
All right, guys. So that brings us to the end of this tabletop session. Thank you so much for listening. This is something I already said on our last Storysmiths episode, but for those of you who don't listen to that podcast, I'd like to take the opportunity to wish all of you the best in these trying times. I know these days it feels like the world is falling apart around us, with half of it being behind shutters. But it's in these times that we have the opportunity to be the most human we can be. Be there for one another, be understanding of inconvenient situations, call a friend if you think they might need someone to talk to. And for God's sake, stop hoarding all the toilet paper. So please check out our very active Instagram account at Tabletop Sessions. You can reach us through Twitter at TTSessionsQA, or join the conversation over at our Board Game Geek Guild. And you can find, people have been posting on our Board Game Geek Guild.
Oh, yeah. That's been amazing.
You guys did it. We asked and you did it. Like, oh my God.
Like real people.
Real people, not bots.
We become a real podcast now.
It wasn't other people who made fake accounts. It was... and even though one of them took Ipo's side on the whole Hanabi debate, I really appreciate him, and shout out to all you guys who did it. So yeah, check out our Board Game Geek Guild, which is active now, and you can find the link to all of these in the episode description. Please rate us on iTunes or on Apple Podcasts, or rate us through your Android podcast app of choice. We'll be back in 3 weeks. Until then, stay safe, guys. Stay inside. Be conscientious. Use your brains. Tip the people that deliver to your door, because they're literally putting themselves at risk for you. And to quote one of my favorite writers, God damn it, you've got to be kind. Say bye, guys.
Guys, bye. My username on BGA is Deemster.
I'll have the link to all of those also in the episode.
Stay safe, stay strong. Bye, guys.
Keep it real, guys. Keep that distance and don't get sick.
Tabletop. 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 Top. Session.